between the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. That will happen at some point in the offseason.
Stay up to date on Giannis and the Bucks by heading over to ESPNWisconsin.com. And some other drama around a Wisconsin athlete, Jaire Alexander. Will he come back to the Packers? Well, the Athletics' Matt Schneidman is reporting that Green Bay has offered a contract restructure to the All-Pro corner.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We won curling. You remember when curling Matty Hamilton won into Canada and said, this is our game now? You remember that? When you guys throw that rock on the ice and you curve it like it's bocce, but we win it?
You know some of the actors from The Office. I feel like that is a large part.
Two actors from The Office.
Yes,
you're right.
Are they curlers?
No, they're just also celebrities. No big deal.
Oh, my God. I gotta go.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power. I'm in the Everlight Solar Studio with Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Warshawn behind the glass. And, guys, I guess Ryan thought something went terribly wrong this weekend for me because I came in and I gave myself a buzz cut. It actually looks more shaved in the horrible lighting in the Everlight Solar Studio.
Turn the lighting down.
Normal. Right. There's some silver hair in there, guys.
There's
it's
some
not
silver hair, but I went
just-
buzz cut. The one, I would say, on the trimmer,
like
but it looks like I'm bald. In the, it's wild, the lighting in here.
That is
I
not
guess it's one of the things I've
The
learned.
lighting in here.
But it is, like,
It doesn't usually look like this, I swear.
Right. It doesn't, though. Like, this is wild, like, on
And
there.
for me, remember the
like,
camera also adds 10 pounds. It takes
Right.
hair away from Jim and it adds 10 pounds to me.
But it's like a Yanni or Laurel thing here all of a sudden where, like, is my hair gray and, like, buzz cut or is it shaved bald? Wild. So I shaved my head, but Ryan's initial reaction was, like, is everything okay? And I didn't even think that would be a question. Like, I didn't have a mental breakdown.
Your midlife crisis.
I would give you
bought
guys
a motorcycle.
I would give you guys
mad.
I would give you guys a heads up if I had some sort of diagnosis that I was worried. Like, I would give you a little bit of a warning of, like, hey, I have to go in for treatment. Like, I would not just show up mid, chemotherapy and be like, oh, yeah, by the way.
Well,
I would give you a heads up on it.
It's a heavy thing. I didn't know if you were comfortable talking about it. I didn't know if you want to let the fans
It's
and
not
your man
heavy,
Molly
though.
know.
Like, that's the funny thing. As a guy who has a bald spot that's been growing larger, and honestly, my dad, it has been. My dad was probably bald. Like, I saw his driver's license at, like, 21, and it was thin hair. Now, he didn't shave his head till he was 40, but he did, like, the comb over and everything. And so, like, I've always had in the back of my head, like, how long till I have to shave my head? I went way longer, and I don't think I had to shave my head, but this weekend I was camping, and my hair is, thin enough where I kind of have to do something with it or wear a hat, otherwise it just looks kind of, thin or waspy, and then it's like, I don't love that. And so then all of a sudden this morning, my oldest has been trying to talk me out of it for a while. She's like, you're going to look old. You're not going to look good. I'm like, you're so sweet. Finally, I'm like, this morning, I'm like, I'm just going to shave my head. Because it's like, I got to get a haircut. I don't really feel like going in and getting a haircut and paying $25-$30, which has been a dramatic dip in the cost. I found someone in town that did a good job. They were also nominated for Best of Madison.
There you go.
And so that's how I found them. And so, and they do a great job. But then I was like, you know what? I'll just shave my head. It can grow back if I hate it. But I kind of dig it. And so, Molly, you had a nice reaction. So did Matt.
Yeah.
And so did Ben Wittes. He saw me. It's a nice haircut.
Everybody except Ryan.
You and Ben are two peas in a pod now, so of course he said it.
His hair is short. His hair is cut shorter than mine. He couldn't tell it by the video, but
he also buzzes his head. So yes, he was embracing a fellow buzz cut.
Well, he does. I would say either a one or an actual shave. Like there was a guard on because I initially just did it like this because I didn't want to like rip my hair. So I was like, all right, I'll just start at this level and then cut it down a little bit. But then I was like, you know what, I like it at this length, so I left it. And so I guess we can. What do people chime in? Ryan's going to post something on at Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Matt, can I ask you one thing today? Can you also just let your hair down for the day so you and Molly just the juxtaposition on the Jim, Matt, and Molly video stream on YouTube today is going to be pretty stark.
Say less, Ryan. My hair's popping today.
Okay.
I was putting it back out of solidarity with Jim.
And it's funny. Carter chimes in with a picture of Britney Spears.
That's where my mind went.
That's Molly's first thought.
Not when I saw your hair. When I heard Ryan's reaction
it was a breakdown,
to it.
yeah.
Yes.
But it's fun. Like that would be not to like gender stereotype, but yes, a woman shaving her head is far bigger deal than a guy who is balding shaving his head. Like
true.
Like so.
Yeah.
Like I even had to explain it to Rosie. I took a photo. I'm like, Rosie, see the top of my head here? Like this that gives me a little bit of a complex. I don't notice it, but then at times, whether it's in the Everlight Solar Studio on the stream or other, if we're out and about, like people are behind me or there's a photo and like it's taken from behind, I'm like, God, I don't love that bald spot. And so it kind of got in my head a little bit for a while. Mm-hmm. The camera's here. We did an event up at the Trio with James White and Melvin Gordon and Gary Ellerson. There are some photos of me taken from behind. I'm like, God, hate that. And so, I've shaved my head before. I did it during COVID. I had to shave when I was younger. And then also I did it. I showed Rosie. I'm like, there's a picture of me holding you when you were a baby. I had my head shaved. So, like, it's not the first time I've done it. It just makes life easier. And now I have a ton of hats. I can wear the hats with, I can wear a hat in, wear it out, be in the office, be professional. Like, it just gives you some flexibility.
For sure. And it's golf season, so you're going to be wearing hats all the time anyways.
Well, exactly. And, again, I'm camping a ton. I don't have to, it's just no maintenance. Don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Did that haircut come with a leather jacket?
Rosie, right. Yeah, Ryan is...
That's the vibe I get when I see Jim. I was like, he looks like he owns a leather jacket.
Oh, a leather. I thought you said letter, like a varsity jacket.
No, Jim's running a motorcycle club now.
What I'm trying to look like, I'm just trying to be somewhere close to, I think, maybe this is a question, like who's been the badass bald guy? Like, who's the most badass bald guy?
John Travolta?
No, it's Jason Statham.
Oh.
Bruce Willis would be for me.
Walter White.
Up there.
Walter White. So,
Breaking Bad.
We can say, I guess, which bald guy do I
Rock.
look like?
The Rock.
Since he's been going to Carbon World Health, The Rock, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Statham is probably, I don't think I'm ever getting a Rock status.
I think Statham is more like achievable for you.
Yeah.
I feel like you're right.
You're telling me that I could look more like they look like Jason Statham than The Rock in the future.
That's a good thing.
Right, but I mean, like, hot take. Like, I know it's the summer, but, like, I don't get that tan, so I don't think I would pull that off.
Can you put Britney Spears on the poll, too?
Leave Britney alone!
844-770-3776. That's the Carver's Talking text line. List is more. I think initially we just have people chime in. Like, what's the best looking or most badass bald dudes out there?
I do like figuring out who Jim looks like now. Because
there's somebody, right?
I mean, you look like yourself, but yeah, when somebody shaves their head,
Vin Diesel?
such... No. Vin Diesel doesn't have the facial hair. I think Statham's a really good one, actually.
What about, like...
Here's one he's going to like. Michael Jordan.
There you go. See?
But like,
bald.
Not that he didn't go. He wasn't bald, but he shaved his head like a buzz guy, like Jim, David Beckham.
Oh, yep.
But you need the beard too, right?
Channing Tatum.
It's the shaved head beard combo that's like distinct to me.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go. I mean, when I was younger, I didn't have the beard, but like that to me is, I feel like I have alopecia if I went. Shaved head.
I did try
David Kaplan, I believe, from our sister station, ESPN Chicago. He is shaved head and clean shaven. That's a little bit of a peanut look.
Yeah,
you know,
a toe.
Yeah,
You can tell Rutledge.
not him specifically.
Yeah, just like a bald.
With like a couple of the little hairs that you missed.
Well, can I be honest here? My wife at times has joked that like the look with the shaved head and the shaved, no facial hair. There's another anatomy piece that you could look like.
Yeah, fair.
Totally.
She's really been not really that look, because that's not a great thing to look at regularly. Like if that's just your husband walking around.
If you showed up looking like that, then I would be asking you what the heck happened.
I'd be
What's
asking
going
you
on?
what happened,
Well,
too.
also bet.
Right? But yeah, it does look a little bit, I don't say worse, but it definitely looks, I did wonder what I looked like completely bald. I can tell with the reflection here in the Everlight Solar
Should we turn
Studio.
the lights off?
There we go.
Honestly, we should turn them down just a little bit.
I've always thought we should turn them down.
There is a reflection off of Jim's head that I think is probably blinding.
Yeah. But then also, like, I'm always pro in the winter because we're all so white. Like you could dial it down to like 3. Like, we might look like ghosts in here if we're glowing, but like when we're all not like have no pigment in our skin and we're getting these spotlights on us, we are washed out. It's not the best look for any of us.
Amen.
But you can chime in 844-770-3776 of the most badass looking bald dudes. Bruce Willis, but again, different age.
Yeah.
Statham, Walter White. What did you? I forgot what the one you said. Statham, was that the one? Or?
I said Statham and David Beckham, but that
David
was more
Beckham,
buzz cut and the beard.
So you can chime in
I am on
844.
famous bald celebrities right
All
now.
right. What do we got? Anything?
Not on the work computer,
There's
right?
some, it's on my work computer. Sorry, GKB. There is some scary looking people that are famous on here. It's
I'll run it down.
Oh, God, you guys. Okay, let's start from the top. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, we already talked about him. Bruce Willis, we said him. All right, I'm going to butcher this name. Zinedine Zidane.
Oh, is that the
Zinedine Zidane?
That's the
Soccer
the headbutt,
player.
Yeah.
For the French.
Yeah.
Oh,
He headbutted a guy.
Yeah.
okay.
Like an Italian. He
Because
headbutted
it was
an
like a whole
Italian.
T-shirt. Zidane or
Zinedine
something.
Zidane.
Zidane. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to repeat that.
Okay.
Woody Harrelson. That actually might be a good cop.
Oh, Woody Harrelson's a good
Yeah,
one.
that is a good one. Larry David.
No, but Larry's got the
Yes.
poof off the side.
This one comes up, but again, this one is not fully bald. Jason Alexander from Seinfeld too.
Yeah.
This one is what got me scared. Pierluigi Colina.
No idea.
I don't even know what you're
Google
guessing
him. He is frightening.
Okay.
at. What is it?
P-I-E-R.
I see him. The former minister of Democratic Institutions of Canada?
Don't know.
Is that how she's saying it?
Oh, no, not him.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. This guy is widely regarded as the best football referee in the world. So he's a soccer ref.
Soccer?
Yep. Here's a good one, you guys. Patrick Stewart from X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
But he's
him?
more, those guys are bald.
Yeah, he's bald. Well,
Same
I just
with
looked
this
up
guy.
bald celebrity. Stanley Tucci.
Oh, yeah.
Stanley
There you go,
Tucci,
That's a
yeah.
good
I could have
one.
a good Stanley
Who's
Tucci older.
That's a good one.
The guy from Whiplash. Simon?
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons is another really. So J.K. Simmons, Woody Harrelson, and I think Tucci.
Yep.
And then we need, is it
Channing
Statham?
Tatum. Channing Tatum, you guys. There is a buzz cut Channing
take that.
Tatum with a
Yeah,
beard.
Jim, I think Jim wants to put that one
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Magic
That one.
Mike.
Don't argue that one.
Magic Jim.
Yeah.
Magic Jim.
You were down in Florida, Jim.
Yes, Florida
Were you
Jim was
bald?
definitely.
Was Florida Jim bald?
No, Florida Jim had hair close to Matt. I was younger. I had long hair. I
That
could
is
get
so
it. I got it
crazy.
down to my shoulders. The difference was, and I don't know if I kept on growing, but my hair just kept on curling. So it kept on getting thick, but it would just curl up, and so it never, like, if I straightened it out, it probably would be maybe as long as Matt's, but otherwise it would curl so much that it would just kind of sit at my shoulders regardless.
Joe Rogan.
Ouch.
Honestly, if we're talking who do you look like the most, Joe Rogan would be a good one too.
That hurts. That hurts. I feel like
He's
I feel like
jacked, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Isn't he short? Not that I'm super
He
tall.
is shortish.
He looks like
yeah.
it?
He's like 5'8", I want to say.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a short guy. I'm 6 feet tall.
We're
so-
talking from the shoulders up. We're doing shoulders up today.
Yeah, that could work.
Oh, yep. The dude from the Netflix show that you were talking about. What's his name?
Walter White.
Yep, Walter White.
Breaking. Yeah,
How do you refer to that dude from the Netflix show?
I couldn't
it's not
remember.
a Netflix show, first
It
of all.
wasn't.
It,
No.
it was on Netflix,
It was
though.
on Netflix.
It did-
There's a lot of shows on Netflix that aren't Netflix shows.
Fair.
It started on AMC, but it was.
I
it
was
was
going to say A&E. Huh.
It was a famous binge show on Netflix. So I'll give that to Molly.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos.
Do I get his bank account?
That's what I was going to
wish.
say.
I take his ex-wife's bank account.
Tanya sure
Facts.
wishes.
Yeah, right?
Dave Bautista?
Oh, the wrestler.
It's pretty good.
And actor.
Yeah.
And actor,
He's in
yeah.
that new. I saw it just came out on Hulu, but it's the one with Pamela.
Anderson?
Is it Pamela Anderson? Yeah, Pamela Anderson.
She's in movies?
Yeah,
Still?
she was not like.
Well, this is the one where she wants to like work in or in Vegas.
No, she was a showgirl, and they're closing it down.
Yeah,
so it's kind of, if you ever saw The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, it seems similar to that. I haven't watched it yet, but I watched the preview. It was highly reviewed. It doesn't have a great grade on IMDb, which is weird because she was brought to the Oscars. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. Pamela Anderson's performance was lauded in it.
Interesting.
But I'm excited to watch it.
It's called The Last Showgirl.
Yeah, The Last Showgirl.
Oh, wow,
Macaulay
it doesn't
Culkin's-
even look like him.
Brenda
Macaulay Culkin's wife is in it as well. Yeah.
Brenda Song is
Yeah.
in this? Yeah. Wait, is Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah,
Yes.
Brenda
her.
Song?
Yeah.
Really?
So crazy.
Yeah.
With
They have,
London
like-
Tipton.
They have like two or three kids
You don't even know
together.
what I'm talking about, do you? Sweet Love Zach and Cody, that's literally how Brenda's song is famous.
That's the sweet zone for you
so
and me,
she's in
Molly.
the new show with Kate Hudson on
Yes.
Netflix, and she's great.
That
in
one that you
yeah.
talked about.
Yeah, it's
The basketball one.
Yeah,
Running Point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. It was.
I did too. I was gonna actually recommend it to you. I thought you'd really
Oh,
like it.
it was
but
so good. I think I watched it in like 3 hours because they're all shorter episodes
Yeah.
and just ripped right through it. It was
crushed
so
right through it too.
so uplifting and fun.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you
Matt
should
was
watch
telling
it.
me about it last week, though.
It's amazing.
Friday after you ditched us, me and Molly had a little one-on-one about
While you
what
were having
shows
a
we should
mental
watch.
breakdown and shaving your head.
Yeah, while you were buying your motorcycle and leather jacket.
Carter chimes in with Joe Rogan and Steve Austin. So he also chimed in with one. He said he's just kidding.
I would love to see
Crushing
Jim grab
Coors?
2 beers, smash them together, and chug them.
We
I
can't
think
have
that-
him in the studio. Maybe I'll try to reenact that tonight.
Yeah, you should take a video.
And then this, yeah.
Stone Cold's going on the poll.
All right, Stone Cold is the
We're
last
doing
one.
Stone Cold. I think that if we're doing Who Does Jim Look Like?
Yeah.
I think Joe Rogan should be on the poll.
You should be on the list
Maybe
too.
we can get Aaron Rodgers on the show. Then.
He might get a
For
better
3
chance.
hours.
So he can talk 3 hours and not once reference playing football.
Exactly.
Did you guys look at the list?
I did.
I'm in a serious
we talked about-
relationship.
Good
I give props to whoever listened for the entire time and was able to take notes of everything that they talked
They're
about.
brain dead, right? If you listen for that, Joe Rogan, Aaron Rodgers, just there should just be like
Too long.
And honestly, it should be like a disclaimer, be like, hey, go ahead and entertain yourself, but don't. Neither one of these guys are remotely close to doctors, so take the advice. Like that should be all over that thing. of
One's
like,
a comedian, the other plays football. Like,
right. Yeah.
Choose what you do to your body
Right,
wisely after listening.
Like, if you just want to listen to find us entertaining or think critically about different things, fine, but don't make medical decisions off of it. And I feel like too many people make medical decisions off podcasts. Last thing here before we go to break, did you guys see there's actually an SNL bit about how guys are so bad going to doctors that they should make doctors' doctors' offices like podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd come in and be like, what's up, bro? How you feeling? And like it'd just be like asking you medical questions, but in like a podcast.
So, like, how many drinks would you say you've had this week? And, like, every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have seen that bit. It's pretty
And
good.
it actually plays because I feel like the majority of men are terrified of going to the doctor. So they just listen to podcasts and
Well,
pull
no
their
one
medical
wants to be
advice.
told that something's wrong with them. It's the same
Right.
thing. I was telling Molly about, like, my watch, how it, like, tracks, like, my fitness age. She's like, oh, I'd be afraid of that. I'd be afraid to tell me I was, like, 40.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, fair. I get that.
Matt, you like to tell us about Leinekugels.
Yes, I do. That's because Leinekugels is delicious, and they've got a flavor for every moment. For 150 years, Leinekugels has been brewing with their German home-inspired traditions here in Wisconsin. That little Wisconsin flavor and twist is what Leinekugels is all about. They got the delicious summer shandy. They got the lakeside cherry, juicy peach, and a whole lot more. If you're looking to go with maybe a Leinie's Light or a Leinie's Original, you can't go wrong. This is the time of year to do it. Summer season's here. Grilling, tailgating, or hanging out on the boat or at the campground. Leinekugels is your beer of choice. Flavor every moment. Get Leinekugels wherever you get delicious beer. And remember, you must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I think he'll sign, but I think this could get a little cantankerous.
I think it depends on this Jaire contract first, though. And they need to do something before June 6th or June 1st or something.
It's June 1st.
Six is just like a funny date. Wow.
Because they're all weird dates. It stuck on my head. That's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Jaire has to be signed.
By my dad's birthday.
That's the way the league works.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Matt Hamilton here for Leinekugels, the craft beer that showcases a commitment to tradition and quality, founded in 1867 in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. No matter where I'm at, on the ice, on my boat, or if I'm just watching the big game, I always have a Leine's in my hand. Whether it's the refreshing summer shandy, the smooth honey vice, or my personal favorite, the juicy peach, there's a delicious flavor for every moment. Pick it up wherever you get delicious beer, but remember, you gotta be 21 years or older to enjoy.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This Memorial Day, turn up the heat with the Home Depot. Find the perfect grill and patio set to keep the cookouts coming all season long. Grill up a feast with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill, only $229. And complete your space with the stylish Glen Ridge Falls 7-piece dining set, now on special buy for just $499 with free delivery. Take your Memorial Day cookout to the next level all summer long with the Home Depot. See homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store in Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
This has to be a little bit of a generational thing, because it did not at all occur to me, like the Britney Spears, that she shaved her head, and it was like a mental illness thing, and the whole big thing. Like, I know Britney has a lot going on, and I know that she shaved her head at one point, but it's not culturally relevant to me. And I know Britney, like, she's culturally relevant, because what's it, Baby One More Time's that their first song?
Hit Me Baby
One More Time. Like, I'm the exact same age as Britney Spears, so like when
Really?
I believe so. I believe we're within like a couple of years. See when her birthday is, like, That video hit, like, it hit well. I mean, like, I was...
She's 43.
Okay, so I'm 2 years old.
Okay.
So I would have been... So when did that
Crazy.
song come out? Hit me baby one more time.
Been 98's my guess.
I was going to say 96. Looks like 99.
99. So
That's
yeah, I
crazy.
was 19. So yeah, Britney Spears holds a place in my heart. Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton with you. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light. Primetime Laura Sean behind the glass. And I've shaved my head. And we are asking you poll question, what celeb do I look like? Also, who are the most badass or badass bald dudes out there? Sadler reminds everyone that Mr. Clean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Total babe.
That's a big throwback right
He
there.
cleans.
Should I come in with a white shirt? And I don't have any white pants, though, unfortunately.
I got a pair of white jeans you can borrow.
There we go.
Please don't wear white jeans. But
I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring
no, not
white
you.
t-shirt,
Just
white
men
jeans.
in white jeans. Like, why do you own white jeans, Matt?
It was
For the Hamptons?
So
we
like,
it's the same reason why I own these like pants that I never wear. I was like,
Your
I was
wife
gonna
bought
wear
them,
them today.
right?
I might have bought them, but I like
for me, most of my clothes were purchased by my wife or family members for presents.
Oh, I thought
right?
we were gonna stumble into
I
like,
know. He didn't want to lock himself
these
into
were
that one.
purchased. I wore them for the first time recently, actually.
Yeah.
White jeans? What did
Yeah.
you wear with them?
A polo.
Oh, okay.
I think
It was okay. I was going to a baby shower.
a
so I
very
was like,
specific, thing.
seemed like the right time. You know?
So I don't have white
Mother's
jeans.
Day seems like a good day to wear.
I
Unless
still
you're not
have
having ribs or something.
Yeah, well, there you go. I still have white like linen pants from like our honeymoon.
No, so when for the next time you want to go for that long walk on the beach,
Right, yeah. we went to Jamaica for a week, and I bought like 2 Hawaiian shirts and I think my
linen
wife
pants.
might have bought those where I was with her.
Yeah.
This is when we were more Kohl's shoppers, so like we
that
were
was
just
the
at Kohl's.
one and only time those linen pants have not had wrinkles.
Right,
Because
yes.
guaranteed right now they're in whatever drawer
Honestly,
or closet, just
when I-
wrinkled.
They match his shirt that he wore last week.
if I still have my the linen pants, I would wear them as pajama pants. Like
Yeah,
I
fair,
honestly
yeah.
like I would dig them out. I think they're honestly way too big for me because I think I bought them maybe a little too big, but I was probably definitely bigger, like heavier when I got married than I am now, by probably 10, 15 pounds. So I
Thanks
don't
to
even know if-
Carbon World Health.
Yeah, thanks to Carbon World Health. Molly, why don't you tell us about Carbon World Health?
Oh, yes, you guys. I actually had my consultation last week with Ashley. We kind of just went over like all my different concerns that I have with my face. I have very red skin, especially after I work out and all that. So she's giving me an anti-redness serum. So I'm excited for that. And then I have my hydrofacial next week, I think it is, scheduled over at their West Side location. So I'm super excited. They have their brand new location in the Prairie Lake Shopping Center. Just call them. Give them a call. Say that you want to get a consultation. Say that you just have various concerns that you want to talk through with them. And that's all you got to do. Prairie Lake Shopping Center, the brand new Carbon World Health. This is Jim at Molly. Oh,
where you going?
Sorry. I thought we were going. I thought you threw me. Okay, I guess. I should have read the room.
We're back with Jim and Molly.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Jim and Molly continues now.
I was just resetting.
So pulling back the curtain, Matt said Carbon World Health. He said it twice
Yes,
now.
I understand.
Peeked down and I saw that I don't have any Carbon World Health reads, but he mentioned it. So I was like, I'll just kick it over to Molly.
You know what? That was a good call. I didn't read the room. Usually I'm pretty good at reading the room.
Or the clock.
I didn't look at the clock. Sorry. I thought it was 4:30.
We're never early.
Yeah.
We're late at best here
Fair.
with the clock here. And we're waiting to see pending Jason Wilde's daughter's athletic schedule if we'll be able to have Jason Wilde
She's apparently running her relay as we speak.
Oh.
So you should be able to join next segment.
Okay, so she's fast.
She's very fast.
Okay, well, that's good.
Fastest kid alive.
I do want to get. I want to get
Okay.
to something here before because we have a little bit of leeway. And look, what do they say? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Well, Benjamin Solik from ESPN stole something from us, and one, I want to acknowledge the flattery, and then two, I want to dig into it. So we're gonna do a special edition of Don't Quote Me, and then I will read Benjamin Solik's Don't Quote Me from his ESPN.com article.
We're not saying it's gonna happen,
Let it ride.
but if it does, then we want credit.
Say that again, because that is an amazing take.
I told you all.
If not, well,
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said.
All right, so Benjamin Solik from his NFL season 100 days Nuggets prediction stats, thoughts, and list created a segment here, or not a segment, a section in his article that says 10 bold predictions that you should aggregate Unless they end up being correct, please do not try to screenshot these. It will cause your phone/computer/tablet to explode.
What?
So I will say I did screenshot this and send this to you guys earlier today. There's a reason I haven't responded for the rest of the day.
So there you go.
It did work.
What was the show where it's like this message will self-destruct?
That's Mission Impossible.
Okay. So there you go. The Packers will miss the playoffs. That's his statement. I think two of the biggest non-negotiable for playoff teams are having a pass rush and a dominant receiver. The Packers definitely don't have the first and still might not have the second even after drafting Matthew Golden in round 1. They were plus 12 in turnover differential last season, which ranked third in the NFL, but that tends to be a sticky number. I'm also looking at the plus 24 Bills with supreme suspicion. So I'll let both of you react first.
It's kind of funny because I've never compared the Packers to the Bills, but I feel like twice in the last week we have heard multiple
Robert
things.
Mays from The Athletic did the same thing. Yep.
On their football podcast. Like comparing the Packers to the Bills, and that's just never been an equivalent team that I would ever compare them to. But I kind of like it, even though I hate the fact that they're saying that he's saying that they're not going to make the playoffs, because I hate just this prediction. I know that we're in the business of bold predictions, especially when it comes closer to the season. I know that here at ESPN Madison, we love to do bold predictions. But, I mean, he's not wrong.
Some might say, don't quote me predictions.
Some might say, don't quote me predictions. True. But I don't disagree with everything that he said. But I also think that a massive component of this is Jordan Love needs to be good too. Because it doesn't matter if you have a number one receiver if you don't have a quarterback.
So, Matt, before we get to you, I want to point out the Packers, in their mind, have addressed this by two, you need everything to go right sort of things. One, they changed their D-line coach. So they're like, all right, we have the players. But again, that could be Goody saying that I'm not wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's saying my picks aren't trash of Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness. And every other defensive lineman is not developing the way we think they're going to. Like, that's not a me problem. That's a coaching problem. So his thought was, instead of adding better players, he's going to add better coaching. So that's one thing he thinks he did to address it. And then the other would be Matthew Golden, who, again, I think can be a very good player, and anything can happen, but he's not being projected as a hit the ground. Even if he becomes a number one receiver, he might have number one receiver games sometimes and then disappear other games. That's common for rookies. So, like, for him to be the number one receiver in year one is a pretty heavy lift for a guy who is viewed as a third or fourth best wide receiver prospect in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing, though, that gets me, like, I understand the turnover thing. There's a lot of, like, randomness with how the ball bounces, at least on fumbles.
Tips on interceptions.
All those kind of things. But I will say, when Hafley came in, he said we were going to ball hawk more. Like, that is what I want to do. I want to create turnovers. And he did. So I have faith that there's a good chance it dips.
Like 3rd to 10.
But, like,
if they're top 10, that's still very good.
Yeah.
But that's
I don't see, like, the massive dip from, like, top to bottom.
No.
Right?
And I don't think he's saying that will happen. Like, as a Bears fan, under Lovie Smith, this was talked about all the time. And there were ebbs and flows. And that, honestly, because they had no offense, would dictate the success of their season. Mm-hmm. When they were number one in the league, they were a team that could be competing for the division title. When they were not turning the ball. And it was almost year to year, because now they never went 1 to 15 or whatever. It'd be like 1 to 10. But that could count for 3 wins for them. If Packers going from 3 to 10, which is not crazy, that's still an upper echelon defense as far as turning the ball over, that might knock them down to 9 wins or 10 wins, and then all of a sudden you have a tougher schedule. Maybe you have 9, and now the playoffs could be in trouble.
I guess what I'm getting at is the idea that a guy, he kind of called a shot coming in, and it made me think that there might be something to it. I don't see a skid even to 10. I have hope that we're still going to be a pretty good
top 10 defense and turnovers
team.
Would be great.
Oh, it would be great, but we're at 3 right now.
You think they're going to stay there?
I think they're going to slide to like 5, but nothing like crazy. I still think they're going to be a turnover.
So the Bills
team.
will then also stay up high?
It's a chance, yeah. There's a good chance.
There's
I don't know as much about the Bills.
But they're plus 24. The Packers are plus 12.
All I know is
yeah.
our D coordinator came in, said we were going to turn the ball over, and did that. And it's something that's random. Like, sure, it could be, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until I'm proven wrong.
It's not random, but the benefit of the doubt, again, would go back to keeping them in a top 10 would be given the benefit of the doubt. You are maintaining that they're not going to have a drop-off in luck.
I'm going to say they're still going to be an elite ball turnover defense.
I think they're going, again, top 10 to me is still elite.
I mean, it's only top 3rd. You're only better than 22 other teams.
And what, the year before that, they were all the way at the bottom?
They were. And, it was,
So, like,
and
that's
that's
the
why
point.
I'm like, this guy actually
So, like, you
knows how
level
to
set-
make it happen.
I think also the biggest contributor was Xavier McKinney coming in, and let's just say he's a really good player.
Yeah, really good player.
Who
and
also
a
got
scheme
lucky.
that works out well for him.
He got lucky because that is what turnovers are a lot of the time is luck.
Yeah,
And-
that's,
and
and that's what Jim
opponents-
said too. But like for
And opponents, you're playing a tougher schedule this year.
Where were we the year before? Bottom half.
Okay, but Matt, let's play devil's
We're
advocate.
now
this.
bottom
third,
three,
probably.
and he called his shot on it.
How many
I'm gonna
turnovers?
Assume he can do it.
How many turnovers came from the AFC, like the Tennessee Titans and Indianapolis Colts, and what was the other trash team that they played from that conference?
The
Well, it was
Texans, they might
definitely
have gotten a few.
sacks came in there.
But it wasn't about
Yeah,
sacks.
but nobody thought the Texans were.
Xavier McKinney had like 5 or 6 picks in the first like 7 or 8 games.
I think he had
He
7
had one
picks
in like every game.
He had a
Yeah.
pick in the first 7 games. All 7 games he had an interception.
And again, that's not knocking the Packers. I'm just saying it looks like they're playing a tougher schedule this year. So tougher schedule, ball bounce is different. It might just not even 8.
Could be
top 8.
Maybe it's just like my hopeless optimism. But I like when a guy calls a shot and does it. So I'm going to assume that he's right.
I don't think we're disagreeing with you. You just have them still elite.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've seen it in Chicago when their whole existence was turnovers. They would go from like 1 to 5, 1 to 8, 10. Like you still were in that upper echelon, but it's hard to be the premier every year because teams start guarding against it.
Yeah, I mean Xavier McKinney got a lot less in the second half of the season because I think
Start throwing away
quarterbacks
from
were
him.
aware.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey,
And
let's not favor that side of the field that he's on.
And if you don't have Jaire and Keyshawn Nixon's number 1, good luck. We'll talk to Jason Wilde about that next. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Hi, this is Lee.
inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jason, quick
You
question.
are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Thank you for helping me prove my point, Molly. Because my point. Well, is this Matt Hamilton?
Am I not allowed to know the word filibustering?
I just didn't see that coming. That's all.
Well, good. I want to
it's a
Oh,
keep you on your toes.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that?
We are thrilled to be joined by father of Maddie Wilde, Jason Wilde, because Maddie is competing. And Jason, how is Maddie doing?
Their 4x800 relay did not qualify for sectionals, but they're 3 freshmen and a sophomore, so they've got a lot of improvement ahead of them. But Maddie did improve her PR by 8 seconds, which is pretty good. So something to build on for sure.
Nice. Well, congratulations to her. Thank you for joining. Thanks for joining us. Jason, I have this. I think I'm going to get into
Thanks for shaving your head.
Yes. Ryan, I guess my question.
Why? Did I miss some? Was there a meeting? Was there?
Did he have a break?
Charity? What
I just
happened?
did it 'cause
I'm at this track meet, and the next thing I know, you're bald.
Right. Well, it is a buzz cut. It looks a little bit not
The
as
silver
bald.
hair is
Yeah.
more reflective than we thought.
But and so that was
Gray
Ryan's
hair does not
reaction
help
too.
the cause.
He's like, "What's wrong? What happened?" And I was like, "I'm balding, and I just was sick of having a bald spot that I was self-conscious about, and I needed a haircut, and I've been thinking about it for a few weeks, and I was like, you get caught in the Everlight Solar Studio camera, you catch the bald spot. I had a picture taken of me at the NFL draft with Melvin Gordon and James White from behind. The bald spot was in that. It's just been on my mind for a little bit, and I said I gotta get a haircut. It's gonna take like a week." I have the clippers because I've done this a few times. I mean, during COVID, I shaved my head. When Rosie was born, I had shaved my head. So I was just like, I'm just going to do it. So I didn't realize it was such a...
You shaved your head when Rosie was born.
Yeah, just from I have no idea why. I just did.
Okay.
There's no correlation.
So
no correlation to it.
One of my favorite stories of my soon-to-be 16 years of marriage and 20 years of knowing Paula is that obviously she battled breast cancer back in 2020. And I'm like, well, I should shave my head. And when she lost all her hair in a move of solidarity, and she said, I can't say the word she used on the air without getting beeped, but you'll look like blank if you shave your head.
Nice.
You have a terrible head for a shaved head, which I said, thank you. I love you too. And so I said, instead, if you're not going to allow me to shave my head, I'm going to do the opposite. And so I grew my hair out. And it was like, not to the point of Jesus with a receding hairline, but kind of getting close to that. Like I was able to get a tiny man bun. And I said, this is what you get for not letting me support you, in a show of solidarity. And she said that it's still as bad as your long hair looks. You would look even worse bald. So, this is why I married her.
That's marriage. That's marriage.
I think you look great.
I appreciate
think you look great.
Rosie coincidentally
I might be lying.
said I looked terrible. Like she was worried I was going to look super old, and she was very anti this. I'm always like, whatever. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Do what you want. And so, I mean, she did say she looked at me a few times. She's like, "There's a different person in the house at times," but other than that, not a lot of major reaction to the house. But I did have to send a photo home because Nola was at school when I did this,
And FaceTime.
And FaceTime because she had to see it. She's the nice one in the house, so she said I look good. So, at least someone thought I looked good with it. So
I did too.
You guys all did. I'm actually fine with it. If I have to grow it back out, I will. But I think I might just keep it short for the summer and then see what happens. But, Jason, I got a little bit of a football take that I haven't broken out on the show yet. I think I sent it to the group. And it really has to do with all this talk, whether it was on KBN about is Jared Goff better than Jordan Love and Brock Purdy and Jordan Love, who's better? And I also I'm getting this vibe that I think Packer fans are more interested or would be more in favor of being very good with an elite QB than being elite with a very good QB. And obviously you're going to win either way. But it seems like it is almost more important to Packer fans that Jordan Love is the next Aaron Rodgers than if Jordan Love is the next Eli Manning and he wins you 2 Super Bowls, if that makes sense. Do you pick up that vibe?
It does. It does make sense. I don't necessarily pick up that vibe, but if I'm being honest,
yeah.
And this PA guy, could he be any louder? I am across the street. I left the arena. I left the field to try. I mean, we live close enough to this high school that you can actually hear it at our house, so I was afraid of this, but dude, all right, great, the 100-meter finals are set. Shut up. So here's the thing. So I am intrigued by the obsession level with wanting Jordan Love to be next in the lineage, and I have experienced this personally because I don't, you could say what you want about me. I have not been his biggest cheerleader like some journalists have been. But at the same time, I don't think I've been an incredibly harsh critic of him either. And one of the things I love about Jordan, I seriously, and I would say this to Roger's face, I have said it to Roger's face, I've told him this, that in my opinion, it would be helpful if occasionally he took a little more responsibility, even more than he probably deserves, because I think there's value in that, right? And that's one thing about Jordan Love, man. He made one passing comment about the number of drops, and then immediately he realized that he shouldn't have said that. And he said, you know what, though? If I was more accurate with the football, it would make it easier on them. And I don't think it's phony. So my point to fans that always want to make excuses for him, oh, look at all the drops. Oh, he played with 2 injuries last season. Oh, he doesn't have a clear-cut number 1 wide receiver. Yeah, those are all true. But you know what else is true? That Jordan Love thinks he's got to be better. And I respect the hell out of him for that, because that is the kind of guy that if I was his teammate, I want to be with, right? I don't want it to be the guy who's pointing fingers at me or gesticulating his arms because I ran the route at the wrong depth or whatever it might be. And so, it's okay that you want Jordan to be better than he is. But at this point, he's not. He's good. No one is sitting here going, oh, they need a new quarterback, right? No one has looked at him and said, this guy is not good enough. They haven't looked at him the way, other quarterbacks around the league have been viewed. But he's got to be better than he was. And if that is him being an elite level top 4 quarterback in the league, great. If that's him being a top 10 quarterback, but they run the ball really well and their defense plays at a high level and Tucker Kraft catches a bunch of balls and breaks tackles, and they get a couple of wide receivers who are more productive on a consistent basis, and they go to the NFC Championship game this year as the next step in their evolution as a team, I can't imagine being unhappy with that if I'm a Packers fan. So now we got horns going on. I'm really curious to see what his season is like, because my piece today at Channel 3000 was 5 questions that are not going to get answered during OTAs, but they need to start working toward the answers of them. And number 1 was exactly what kind of quarterback is Jordan Love going to be? And that's why I think year 3 as a starter, year 6 in the league is absolutely pivotal. And I can't wait to see what it ends up being. And if it ends up being, yeah, he's pretty good, and that's all he's going to ever be, that doesn't mean you can't win a Super Bowl with him. And if it turns out to be, oh my God, he really is special, then you got that much greater of a chance of winning a Super Bowl with him.
And that last part is a great point, because to me it's like you just have to figure out what you have. But I feel like sometimes being a quarterback in Green Bay is at least thankless. And I look specifically at Jordan Love, because I'll just be fully honest. As a Bears fan, if Caleb Williams turns into Jared Goff, 81-52 and 1 in the regular season, 5-5 in the playoffs, 2 NFC Championship game appearances, and then also 1 Super Bowl appearance, I'll take that. And he averages 4,500 yards passing with the Lions every year and 30 touchdowns. Yeah, he's limited, but the Lions know how to work around it. And for me, I would throw a party for it. And again, that's where I listen to some of these different things or Packer fans are talking, and it's like, oh my God, if Jordan Love's only Jared Goff, then what have we done wrong? Meanwhile, Jared Goff was the first overall pick. Jordan Love was the 4th quarterback taken. Like, if Jordan Love turns into Jared Goff, I think that's a win for Goody, a win for Packer fans, a win all around, and then it's just on Goody to put the players around Love to maximize what he can do.
Well, and that Pro Football Focus list, I know our guys in Chicago, because I sent it to Waddle and Sylvie, and they'd already talked about it on their show the previous day. It's not a perfect list by any means. At the same time, like, I have a hard time, and Tausch is incredible at this kind of stuff. It's crazy how I don't know how his brain works, and sometimes I wish it worked differently, but most of the time it works amazingly. And he turned that into, if that team called and offered you that quarterback for Jordan Love, would you say, nah, we're good? Or would you say, oh, sure, sounds good? And I think even though he was the 12th quarterback on the list, I think if you were building your team and looking about not only this year and the future, there's a lot of guys on that list that you'd rather have Jordan, right? Because of the potential he could have. But right now, like, if you're trying to argue with me that he is one of the 5 best quarterbacks, you are Jordan Love stan, and there's no convincing you otherwise. So you're not going to be able to tell you, hey, no, he's not there yet. He may get there eventually, but he's not there now. If you're thinking that he's a top 5 quarterback now, and you're using the NFL, the ESPN QBR as your argument, great. If you feel that way, great. He is not that player today. I'm not saying he can't be that player, but he's not that player today. And quite frankly, that's okay, because Aaron Rodgers in 2009 wasn't quite that player yet in year 2 as a starter. But he took a major leap in year 3 in 2010, and that's what I'm saying has to happen with Jordan Love.
And to Bogart this one more time. So you guys asked today about would you rather have Caleb Williams or Jordan Love, but it is funny that to Packer fans, Caleb Williams, who had to start as a rookie in a terrible situation, cannot get better, but then Jordan Love can continue to get better. And so it is fun, like, there is a weird disconnect from fan bases that only my guy can get better. Jared Goff is who he is, Caleb Williams is who he is, but Jordan Love will get better. Like, so a question I'm getting to is, if Jordan Love played in year 1 or 2, what's his outcome if he had to get out in the field?
Well, he's playing for somebody else by now. He's a backup he's Marcus Mariota. I mean, look, again, I know this isn't a popular opinion, but all the evidence, frankly, including from the head coach and from the guy that was starting ahead of him and everything else, if he had played in 2020 or 2021, it would have been bad. And again, that doesn't mean that he's a bad quarterback. And I don't know if Jordan, being the competitor that he is, would say it the same way, but he would have failed. And they probably would have moved on from him and said, we need to try somebody else. Now, they drafted him in 2020 saying at the very least he was going to get that 1 year. And then Rodgers went out and won the NFL MVP. And then he came back in 2021 and was just as good. And then, but still, after 2 years, you could have argued that if Goody truly believed that Jordan was who he has been so far, he could have made the change then. Right? You had traded away Devontae Adams after the 21 season. Why not go full rebuild and trade away Aaron Rodgers too and get Jordan Love that year? And he might have taken his lumps, but they wouldn't have been to the degree of 2020 and 2021 had he played. I mean, I get a lot of grief about this, and I get called a Love hater for saying this, but I watched him throw in camp in 2020. We were inside Lambeau Field. I was wearing a COVID mask and sitting all alone in an entire section. That's how afraid we were of COVID back then, right? It was August. It was hot. I'm sitting there by myself. There's like Domofsky is in section like 132, and I'm in section 130. Like we are definitely social distancing. And I saw him make one throw that I was like, oh, that's a good throw. One. And then that's where my conversations about wow throws started.
Yep.
And I didn't see very many of them in 2021 either, other than like one practice during the off-season program where he was where he had a really good day at OTAs. But beyond that, that was it. And so to me, like if he had had to play right away, it would have been devastating for him and his confidence, and maybe he would have recovered, right? I mean, there have been guys, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, who things were disastrous, and then they found a way, right, to become players later in their career. Marcus Mariota never did, right? He was the second overall pick. He flamed out. It didn't work out. He's bounced around a ton as a backup. I think that's what Jordan Love's lot in life would have been had he had to play right away, and I stand by that, and I don't think that that's unfair to Jordan.
And Marcus Mariota, left the league. Remember, he literally left and went to Hawaii or something.
Well, he's playing now, but
he's back, but I don't know, he disappeared.
He left like the Falcons or something.
Yep.
I don't remember the details of that. He's one of my all-time favorite Ducks, so I'm going to go easy on him, even though his career has been a colossal disappointment in the NFL.
I used to hate him when he played for the Ducks because at the time I was in Arizona, so every time that they came to play U of A, they would just obliterate them. It was awful. But
you were in Arizona. There's so much about your life that I don't know.
Oh yeah, next time you're in Madison,
I have no idea about this.
When you come to get your hair cut in Madison, we can chitty chat. Don't worry, Jason.
Hey, Jim knows a guy.
Jim does know a guy. Jim has some clippers.
There you go, yeah.
Jason, but the story that came out today from Matt Schneidman of The Athletic, basically saying that the Packers have offered Jaire a restructured contract. That's obviously the news of the day. I'm curious. I have two questions off this. Does the team want him back? And does Brian Gutekunst want him back?
Well, first of all, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. I don't think that's the news of the day, because we know they've been talking, and that's not a slight on Matt Steinman's story, because there is, in my opinion, a significant piece of news in there. But I don't think that's it. I mean, they've been going back and forth. I mean, Goody, there's a quote in Matt's story that I remember Goody saying at the NFL meetings about, well, this guy's now going overboard selling the hot dogs. I'm trying to talk here, bro. So they've been working on a deal. So and that doesn't mean it's in there that he hasn't accepted it. So the deal that might be on the table, he could turn down. We don't know any of the specifics. And again, this is not a slight on Matt's reporting, because here's the important part that I don't think has gotten enough attention today. And that is that in that story, Matt, quoting the source, says that he intends to report to the mandatory minicamp or even earlier, even if the deal is not agreed to. And I think some people read it as, oh, God, that's great. What an unselfish thing to do, right? Come in without your contract restructured, and he's still going to be there because he cares about being a Packer. You know what he's doing? He's forcing the Packers' hand, because they don't want him on the field unless he's restructured his contract. Because if he blows out his Achilles, they're on the hook for $16.15 million this year.
That was my question about it. Yep.
So it's not this, magnanimous, I'm taking one for the team. I'm going to be out there because I need to get to work to get ready for the season, and the contract will work itself out. Now, maybe they get the deal done before July or June 10th when they have that first practice. But I view that very differently. I view that as, he wants to speed this along, and he's going to show up, and either they're going to give him more money that he is already owed and take away less that he'll have to earn by staying healthy, or he's not going to agree to a contract. He's going to be on the field. He's going to be at the facility, and they're going to have to say, all right, we're going to have to cut you because we're not going to put you out there. Now, there's, as Tausch mentioned, having been an NFLPA rep, there's workarounds, right? They can say, well, you gotta go through some testing and this and that, and they can probably, slow play it so he doesn't have to be on the field. But the bottom line is to me, that was the huge part of that story, and that is great work by Matt Steinman to get that in there. I just think that not enough people have kind of appreciated what exactly that was all about.
Jason, awesome stuff. I took up all your time. I apologize to Matt and Molly already.
Hi, Jason.
Matt, I got to tell you, this is my best appearance with you in the history of the show. I just thought you really crushed this segment, and I hope you keep it up.
Thanks.
Savage.
Thanks, Jason.
You're welcome. Go get a haircut. All right, guys, take care. Be good.
The team at Canopy Wealth Management takes the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your financial future. Their local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry to the table for the benefit of their clients. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com. We're going to play For Real or Phony. Next, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
It's like dogs. Like you get like the snickerdoodle or all these. Like you're trying to build a
Snickerdoodle?
Is that a real dog?
No, that's a cookie. It's like a golden doodle.
Golden
It's a cookie.
doodle. Golden doodle.
Like a
Sorry.
snickerdoodle. Half poodle, half Snickers bar.
I'm sure. Golden doodle. I don't know. This breeding dogs thing is dumb.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Lambeau bound. The Wisconsin-Notre Dame showdown taking a huge stage to open the 2026 season. Voice of the Badgers, Matt LePay, joining the Jump Around Digital show. No better spot for this clash than Green Bay, if you asked him.
Anybody who was there for the 2016 game against LSU, it was electric. There's going to be thousands of Notre Dame fans, thousands and thousands of Wisconsin fans, and when you get that kind of mix, it's going to be electric is an understatement. It just should be a spectacular night in Green Bay.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. If you're considering solar energy, Sweet Metal Roofing and solar panels go hand in hand.
Solar panels install effortlessly over metal, and it enhances the efficiency of your solar energy.
Before you go solar,
install a Sweet Metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeta Metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge, shaved head Jim Rutledge, which apparently KBN has a reaction to. I did not think it would be this big of a deal, which I guess I didn't know I had such a set look. It'd be a much bigger deal if like Matt Hamilton
Oh my God,
shaved his
please
head.
don't.
But
I'm a nut. Oh,
Molly Brown.
When I'm cutting my hair, my wife wants me to buzz it.
Okay.
So I'm definitely buzzing it after.
Why?
I don't know. She thinks I'm going to look good. She's wrong. Terribly wrong. But
Speaking
I'm
of,
gonna
is
let
this
her.
Tyrese Halliburton walking in with a suit with short pants? How's that? Was that a look? Is that?
I hate
It
it.
was a,
It's a
it was a
thing.
popular thing like 3 years ago. Like everybody
Really?
at the ESPYs was wearing like shorts with their suit.
I hate to be that guy. That just doesn't look
Gross.
good. I
No,
get
it's
pro.
not good, man.
Like that's just it's sloppy too because the pants look like they're like windbreaker pants. Like I mean, not the material, but how wide they are. Like they're just wide pants. So it was basically imagine a suit from the 90s because it had like the big buttons and kind of extra long, which is a look I never liked anyway. It's kind of a baggy suit with baggy shorts. Think of like Michigan Wolverines, but then all in dress clothes would be the. I'm trying to provide dazzling details for Tyrese Halliburton. But primetime Laura shine beyond the glass. We have thoughts from KBN on my hair. Honestly, I did say this before. One of the reasons for me wanting to shave my head was Matt in the idea that you have it. Your hair is nice and long, and it's long enough where you have it easy, where you can kind of just let it be long.
Yeah.
And so my hair is in a weird spot where it really wouldn't look good unless I do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was getting tired of having to do a little bit with it. I was getting tired of the bald spot, so I just shaved my head. But part of it was like now I don't have to like you can come in wearing a hat and then take off the hat. Like I just didn't have to worry about the actual look too often. And so that was part of it, just the ease of not having to think about after working out a carbon or, just coming in and looking how I look. But let's hear from KBN.
Have you seen Rutledge?
What did
I saw you shaved his head.
Did you see? So he shaved his head. The celebrities, the celebrity options are Jason Statham, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bruce Willis, and Joe Rogan.
Is there a reason
Just
why he
four
shaved his head?
studs.
Neither.
He's all studs. Yeah. Well, now I gotta go to
Joe
ESPN.
Rogan's not a
Chris
stud.
Hemsworth? Do I look like
He looks
Robert
like
Downey Jr.,
the body part you're
Tom Cruise, or Chris Pratt?
I mean,
who is it?
He has a lot of confidence in
That's
himself.
crazy.
What happened to him?
What?
He aged himself like 10 years.
Was he trying to be like you guys?
I don't know, but it backfired.
Yeah.
Is he going through a midlife crisis?
Dude, since I've met him.
Says Ben, who has literally the worst hairline I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think Ben's just projecting. Like, I am old. Ben also aged himself 10 years, but Ben is a young man. I'm aware of my hairline. I cut my hair because of my hairline. I wasn't surprised by my
And
hairline.
that's the wrong take, too, Jim. You don't look old. You look younger with the
And I
buzz cut.
agree, too. Like, Ben's just grasping at straws because he's mad that when he shaved his head, he looked worse, and I looked better. But, again, I was more surprised that, like, people would view this as anything more than... I don't think it's uncommon for, like, if you Google it, for, like, bald guys to be like...
at this time of year.
Yeah,
Like, you had a
it's
hot
some-
weekend out camping.
Yeah.
Probably tired of, like, washing your hair constantly and every day.
Again, I wore a
having
hat
to
the
do
whole
something.
weekend,
Yeah.
and then I was like... And then the other part of it was, if you're a guy who is balding, like I am and have been for a while, like, it's always on your mind. And, again, I had a shaved head as a kid. Or like a teenager.
Literally. It's always on your mind.
Yeah, true. And then I shaved my head like around the time Rosie was born. Who knows why? I think maybe just I didn't want to have to, like this baby at home. I don't want to deal with having to do anything with my hair. I'll just shave my head. COVID. And it pops back in and out. Also, like when I get my hair a fresh cut, it's not that much longer than what it is now. I mean, it is, but it's not like... On the sides, like they go like a 1 into like a 4. So like this is all a 1 on top. So it's not like I went from Matt's hair to my hair. But
I'm a nut.
I didn't realize I had a look. But I honestly, I feel like the best I've looked with a shaved head. So I'm actually pretty good with it.
Yeah, you've nailed it.
It's kind of funny because all the things that you said that you've had a bald head for, the birth of a child, COVID, those are all massive like times in your life when you
Crises.
kind of have a
Yeah.
crisis. So it's like, what's today's?
You understand why I was concerned when he came in now.
But having a kid is not but like having a kid is
It's a
not being
major life change. How about we
It's
say
not
that
major-
rather than
Yes,
crisis?
yes.
Huh.
So it's just
interesting.
kind of funny
But like
that
when
it
I was
lines up
younger,
like
I didn't
that.
have it. But I guarantee. So I definitely had this conversation. I've had it in the office. I think about a year ago around this time, and I asked Chad Hopper, who's an old guy with a shaved head.
We've
I think
talked about
I've
it,
asked
yeah.
you guys before too. Like this has been asked before of should I shave my head?
I've always been in camp, yes. So I am not going to be like, oh, my bad, that was a mistake.
I mean, all of the ESPN Madison marketing consultants almost all have shaved heads now. John, watch out, man.
Yeah, there you go.
He's the last one with hair.
Honestly, to be fully honest,
time is
that was
Reaper of
that
baldness.
was one of the things working against it.
Against John?
Being
No,
a sales guy?
No, against me
Oh.
shaving my head.
What?
I don't want to look like everyone else in the office.
Oh,
But I have.
Who's going to buy from a guy with no hair?
Yeah, but I have.
it's okay. Me and Matt look strikingly similar. It's kind of weird.
Your facial, your mustache is legit. So
Yep.
Okay.
Same hair colors.
Well,
same face.
I'll
facial
go
hair.
cry in go cry in some beer over at Restructured Steakhouse, maybe an old fashioned, and wash it down with, or wash down my great steak sandwich burger with a Coors Light or an old fashioned from our good friends at Restructured Steakhouse in Middleton. Lee is bald and beautiful,
And they
so
don't
like,
care what you look like, Jim. You can
Exactly.
go in as you are.
and Kevin will be nice to me, and Lee will be nice to me,
It's a
even if the guys
dork.
at KBN are not nice to me. This is Jim Matt and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center Update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Giannis Antetokounmpo's status with the Bucks still up in the air this offseason, but ESPN's insider Shams Charania providing a new update on the quote-unquote ongoing process on if Giannis will decide to continue his career with the Bucks after this offseason. Take a listen to Shams earlier today on the Pat McAfee Show.
He is open-minded. He is right now in the process of figuring out, is my home, I guess forever home, going to be in Milwaukee, or is it time to go pursue a championship somewhere else? I'm told that process is ongoing. There still has not yet been a big moment of truth meeting, I'm told, between the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. That will happen at some point in the offseason.
Head over to ESPNWisconsin.com for all your Bucks news, notes, and coverage this offseason. Also, when Giannis and the Bucks might be having that big offseason meeting in the coming future. Also today, Jaire Alexander apparently got a restructured contract offered to him by the Packers per Matt Schneidman of The Athletic. Apparently, he will also plan to attend mandatory minicamp. Listen back to Jason Wilde's appearance just now on Jim Matt and Molly for more.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's
let
going
me
to
get
swing
this
on
right.
Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Have you seen Rutledge?
So he shaved his head. The celebrity options are Jason Statham, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bruce Willis, and Joe Rogan.
Is there a reason why he
Just
shaved
four
his head?
studs.
What happened to him?
What?
He aged himself like 10 years.
Was he trying to be like you guys?
I don't know, but it backfired.
Yeah.
Is he going through a midlife crisis?
Dude, since I've met him.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
That was my imitation of KBN.
You sounded like Stroh.
As they all reheated their own nachos or smelled their own farts.
Irrelevant.
Like, I honestly wish that they had said one thing that was biting or funny or clever. But no midlife crisis, no major thing going on. I just decided that I wanted to shave my head. As I texted Alex Stroh, he said I did look nice. As a balding guy, it's always a check-in of like, should I shave my head? And as I told my wife and my daughter who are home when I did it today, hey, it's summer. I'm going to shave my head. And if I want to grow it back, I'll grow it back. But I honestly think it's liberating to be able to just change my look so much and just move on. But I get it. Like when you go to the barber, if they cut your hair a little shorter than they're used to, they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's just hair. It'll grow back.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel powerful that this many people are reacting to it?
It makes me feel good.
No?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think look. I'm not lacking of like I think I'm ugly or something like that with my haircut. You know what I mean? So like I'm not like upset.
I will say none of us are insinuating that. True.
No, I know that. So like so I'm not like upset. I know they're just having some fun. So I am honestly a little bit flattered that people noticed initially because again I didn't think it was that big of a shakeup, but I guess it is.
It's just different. Like you can't not acknowledge it when you see somebody every day and they have something that big about them changes. Like. Yeah. It was jarring to me. I'm sorry.
So look, and I appreciate it then. But again, it's like your head, and again, I've seen myself with a shaved head probably for 20 out of my 45 years on the air.
But not with the lighting in the Everlight Solar
That
Studio.
That is true. that is true. Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge with you. Primetime or Shine Behind the Glass.
You're making it seem like he looks like a cue ball or something.
I didn't say it.
In this light, I don't love the look as much as I like it.
A little cue ball-y?
Yeah. It does come across a little bit as I'm fully bald. But we are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light. Whether you got hair or not.
On your head, like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Sadler chimes in. Pitbull.
Okay.
Again.
It's a good one. That'd be like Florida Jim.
Yeah.
Wait, where are my sunglasses?
Miami Jim.
Take those. Take those in there.
I got these right here. These I feel like are kind of. There we go, Mr. Worldwide.
Metro Kia of Madison Oil.
Okay. If you say so.
I look like a cop right now.
Kind of like a bike cop.
Do you know why I pulled you over? Because I'm a jerk. And I wanted to ruin your day. That's not the answer? No?
You know how fast you're going, meow?
Yes. That was probably the only part I liked of that movie.
Oh, my gosh. I just watched it like last weekend. It's so
you're
good.
referencing Super Troopers. And my take on Super Troopers, and we'll get to some sports stuff, is that it was...
take on Super Troopers.
Well, because there's a section of people that find it like absolutely...
So funny. People love the Broken Lizard Crew.
I love Super Troopers.
And I think it came in too hyped for me. Because when I watched it, I was like, it's no half-baked. Like, as far as stoner movies, I was just like, it's fine. But like people that loved it were like, this is the greatest thing that I've ever seen in my life. It changed my life, and I gotta watch it. And so when I watched it, I was like, okay. And I like a lot of the Brian Cox and a couple of the other actors in it. Like I liked them and other stuff. And it wasn't bad. It just was. I was coming in expecting it. I think I came in with too high expectations.
That's fair.
I like Slammin' Salmon. Have you seen that one?
I've not seen that one.
So funny.
Never.
Super Troopers, I'm out.
I checked out on
what
all
about
of
Beer Fest?
The whole group.
I love
the
Beer
grandma
Fest.
scene.
Yeah. So hilarious. You don't see it coming.
So I checked out on the whole after Super Troopers was a big dud to me. I
Beer
didn't watch,
Fest
watch
might
any
be
of the other
worth
ones.
it. It's basically the same movie.
Shocking on that one there. JJ and Ponette chimes in. Jim, the more KBN ridicules, the more you're doing the something right, something smart and good. So
agree.
I appreciate that. Get into the show 844-770-3776. That's the Car Was Talking text line. This is more. I wanted to get to Benjamin Solik here, back to the playoff question here, but I do want to post a siding unlimited poll question. And I think this is one that is pertinent to today. And maybe we can even get some of Jason Wilde's audio, because he kind of, Molly, you can kind of recap since he answered your question, kind of shot down or put a good angle to the Jaire situation and kind of shot down some of the optimism of those out there. Like, this means Jaire and the Packers are going to work it out.
The thing that he brought up that he believes was being, I guess, not focused on today was that Jaire essentially plans to report to all of the mandatory mini camps which we kind of talked about it off the air before the show, that I'm like, well, how does this actually affect the Packers? Because like Jason said, if Jaire ends up getting hurt, which he's been known to get hurt the last couple of years, then the Packers are on the hook. So it's like, for the Packers, when and what do they want done with his contract, right? Because like, they don't want to be paying $16 million to a guy that's just going to stay on the sidelines. Like, that's why they likely want to get it done. Am I wrong in thinking that? But then they could potentially be owing him more money if they do it before June 1st. Is that correct?
Well, you could cut him and then designate it after. So they can just say, we're done with this. We're designated after post-June 1st cut. Like, you can do that. Really, honestly, start as soon as the league season starts. Some guys can be designated to just be, hey, we're technically will happen after June 1st, but this guy's, for all intents and purposes, not on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to make him a June 1st cut, it has to be before June 1st, so before this Sunday.
So, for reference, Ryan gave us these numbers, and I'm probably not going to be 100% accurate, but I'll ballpark it. If we cut him before June 1st for this coming season's trade cap, or what that means
Salary
is
cap.
we would save $6 million.
$7.6 million.
$7.6 million. Perfect. I told you I'd be close.
Ryan, take it away.
Trade cap, and I'm off by $1 million.
But if we trade him or cut him after June 1st, the salary cap in the season after next, we get like, what did you say, 17?
17.1 million.
17.1 million. So to me, you gotta you play for the future.
Yeah, if you're gonna cut him,
because right now I don't think this is like the Packers' best chance. I think next year is going to give them a better chance.
And the Packers currently have $28.9 million in salary cap for this 2025 season. So they're not like up against it by any means.
And I'm sure there's still other things they could do if there was a move for Trey Hendricks or something they wanted to do. They could do other things. You're right. The post June 1st, especially the Packers are usually pretty good at managing their cap. Like that would make sense, and you can save money for the future. If they're going to cut them, it'll be after June 1st. I just thought there was some, and I think actually, not to put Ryan on the spot, so I'll kind of talk for a second here. Peter Shager from ESPN with Pat McAfee did seem kind of optimistic that this was going to happen, and let's hear from him.
I think this comes a lot differently than what you were reading leading into the draft, that he was supposed to be traded draft week. I came on this show, and I said, I'm a lot higher on them getting this thing settled because I knew Matt and Jeff Hafley, in addition to Matt, both wanted to keep Jaire in the fold and consider him a team leader and a chance to get it done. This contract situation, as Schneiderman is reporting, seems like it's at least being there's a conversation, but he said he's going to be at mandatory camp either way. So to me, we are light years ahead in this relationship as opposed to where we were, the perception was going into the draft. So I'm confident that both sides want to get it done. It's just got to be sensible how to make it happen.
And Schneidman, never mind.
You mean Schneiderman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say something, but I'll save that one off there. I just think he writes a little bit like he could be writing for Packers.com.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Maybe he does under the name Schneiderman.
Maybe. So there's that. And so there is optimism that, maybe Jaire ends up with the Packers. But I do view this as very much of, he's not doing it at too much of a discount. So if the Packers come in and say, hey, this is going to be heavily performance-based as far as showing up for every game, and it's a lot of, like, you get game checks when you play, I think Jaire might be far more willing to say, how about you just cut me?
But does he actually think he's going to get a major payday somewhere else? I mean, really?
He doesn't have to get a major payday.
Because given his track record, other teams are also going to be wary of the injury issues.
Exactly.
So, like
somebody else.
I can't see him getting a better contract, or at least I could see another team matching what the Packers do, but I don't see anyone going above and beyond it because they probably know, the Packers know Jaire best. Why would we think that we know Jaire more, go ahead and give him more? Like, because if you end up with a Jaire that plays 7 games, you're going to look like a fool.
I don't know exactly. It's hard to figure out, like, what does he have left in real money? Because that's the number he needs to hit of money that will actually come to him if he was.
So he signed a 4-year. He signed a 4-year, $84 million contract 2 seasons ago, off seasons
so
ago.
What's guaranteed?
And guaranteed at signing was $30 million. Total guarantees was $30 million total. So I can't. I mean, it depends on maybe if they paid it up front or not. It sounds like looks like he had a roster bonus in 2023 and 2024. So it's unclear how much like true money they'd be on the hook for with him.
Well, I meant for him. So like my point, like he has guaranteed money.
Yes.
So like he's getting paid. So
I don't know how much money
I
he would
heard
make.
if he got Wilde said it. If he got injured after the first, it's $16 million.
Then what it is his salary becomes fully guaranteed if he becomes injured.
Yes.
Right. So his fully guaranteed salary for this upcoming season is 16.1.
If he got hurt, yes. So, but I mean, the Packers are trying to restructure. So my point is, Packers are trying to restructure this. So they could say, like, let's say he's got $20 million left guaranteed that he's going to get as long as he plays. The Packers might restructure it and say, we'll knock that down to 10. So you're telling me Jaire couldn't get cut and get $10 million guaranteed for someone else? He absolutely could.
From what I'm seeing
I think
here,
you could get that. Yeah. So they
so
could
that's
match
why.
it.
But
they
no,
can match it.
No, you cut him and they have no choice. You don't get to match it.
But no, he could get that. I guess if he wants to go somewhere else. The thing is, like, the system better than anyone outside of Jeff Hafley.
Yeah,
like,
but you're going to say, like, look, man, you guys, like, if I'm Jaire and I've been here and I got paid and said, look, I've been hurt and now you're going to hold that against me. Screw you guys. I'm a corner. I don't need to know a system. I'll go cover someone and I'll get someone to pay me 2 years, $30 million, and 15 of that's guaranteed. I'm coming out ahead.
I mean, I feel like he would have
a lot of money to
had
pay
something like that.
You know, the Packers want to trade him. They don't want to cut him. They've said that. They've been, here, we have Goody on Jaire. Like, the Packers are not willing. There's a little bit of chicken going on.
Want to get something out of him,
Yes,
right?
let's hear Goody.
Yeah, no, I talked. So John Thornton's his agent. We talk weekly about these things and working together on finding the best solution for everybody. Obviously, we invested a lot in Jaire, and we want to make sure that if he's not going to be on our football team helping us win games, that we get something back for that investment. So we'll see where it goes. But again, working with him weekly and trying to figure out what's best for both Jaire and the Packers.
So the next step could be the Packers allowing Jaire to talk to other teams before they end up cutting him.
That was the owners' meeting in March, right?
End of March there, yep.
So I'm not saying things change. Like, obviously, Goody wants to get something out of him. But, like, clearly no one's beating down the door and calling you constantly, waking you up in the middle of the night, asking what you're wearing and wondering if Jaire's going to be joining their team anytime soon. Like, that's not happening. So, like, at some point, you got to realize it's like having a car that doesn't run. Like, no one's hitting you up to try and get it.
Yep.
What do you do with it? You can't just sit on it and be like, well, I know it's worth something. It's like, yeah, sure, it might be, but value's in the eye of the beholder. And if other teams don't see the value in Jaire, you can't get anything for him.
Exactly, and that's why I think that Jaire is playing a little bit of a because Jaire also, if he's cut, let's say he goes 1 year, $10 million, he's going to bet on himself and be like, all right, I'll take my $10 million guaranteed. I'll get to reset my contract stuff. I'll be still before 30, I believe, and then I go play wherever I want. So go ahead and cut me. I'll bet on myself. I'll go to the Chiefs. They need a corner. They pay me $10 million, and then I go on a Super Bowl caliber team, and then I go get a new deal where I get guaranteed $40 million.
Chiefs win.
He would not be the first corner to do that.
I just can't imagine him getting paid that much money.
$10 million? That's nothing.
No, the $40 million after
10 or 40.
But if
I
he
really
plays
can't.
10, he'll get easy.
It's a question of if he's healthy or not, too, right?
He played 7 games last year.
$10 million's nothing for a corner.
See, you might say the Packers, you shouldn't hold my injuries against me, but other teams certainly
$10 million
still
is
can.
nothing for a corner. Especially two-time Pro Bowl. Right? Two-time Pro Bowler?
Yeah. 2-time second-team All-Pro.
Okay. So All-Pro, but Pro Bowl then for sure.
Well, sometimes it doesn't always match up because the voting's done.
All-Pro caliber corner.
All-Pro caliber.
Who's only knocking them is injured.
But
$10 million is not a lot, especially if they don't guarantee the
I
whole
think
thing.
if most teams aren't willing to trade for him, they probably see him as a former All-Pro caliber at this point.
You don't think if he hit the free agent market, he'd be snatched up immediately and get paid?
I think he'd be snatched up. I don't know if it'd be $10 million necessarily. He'd get paid, but I just don't think it might be that much.
What if I told you, Jim, in his career, he's only played like 3/5 of the games?
I think he's played, I have the statistic here somewhere. I think it's 17 of the possible 36 games.
Over the last couple years?
Over the last 3 seasons.
I'm saying in his career, he's good for 3 of 5. Me and Molly looked this up before the show.
Okay. I'll take your answer.
We were trying to do the math.
Because I wanted to get a record of the Packers with Jaire on the field and the Packers win record without Jaire on the field and see how big of a difference maker he is.
Just Googling right now.
He's played in 16 of a potential 37 games over the last 2 years.
Take this with a grain of salt. The average cornerback salary for the 24-25 season is $19.5 million per year. So you're telling me he couldn't get half of that?
What is Keyshawn Nixon getting paid?
He sucks.
No,
Well,
I'm just saying.
CB1.
Keyshawn, okay, but he's at least on the field for every single game trying.
Dog.
Versus a guy that probably isn't going to play half the
There
season.
are 29 cornerbacks in this league set to make at least $10 million per year.
So one a team?
At least one a team, yep. I'm sure other teams are paying that good stuff like that. Matt, before we go to break, tell us about Odyssey.
I mean, I had such a good weekend because Odyssey was in my life. We had Memorial Day weekend. We were grilling. I marinated some chicken with, your classic like curry-style spices, garam masala, yellow curry, garlic powder, onion powder, coriander, all that good stuff. But especially the most important ingredient in that was my Odyssey Greek yogurt. It helps to like tenderize the chicken. It works. It breaks down protein. It keeps it super juicy. I grilled it skin side down. Perfect 165-degree internal. This chicken was incredible. And I owe it all this marinade. Like, it was cooked perfectly, thanks to yours truly, but the marinade really sets it off. So if you're looking to kick up your grilling experience this summer, go to the grocery store. You can go to any grocery store because Odyssey is nationwide, baby. And get yourself some Greek yogurt, maybe some feta, or some of the other great ingredients that Odyssey has to offer. Made here in Wisconsin, get Odyssey for that delicious Greek flavor.
I do want to ask our Saturday Unlimited poll question. Do the Packers need Jaire to be a playoff team next year? This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
But I've never seen the movie either.
I've only seen the
Really? Yeah, I have no interest in the movie.
Oh my gosh, the movie is terrible. Terribly awesome. Did you just touch my butt, Dewey? I know your tricks, Dewey. What? I quote that all the time.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
The keys of a new Audi are in reach at Audi Madison. Save $3,000 on a new 2025. Choose from the A3 sedan, Q540, Q545, or the Q545 Sportsback, and even the Q755 SUV. National customer credit is good towards the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until June 2nd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown, Primetime Wollersheim behind the glass. We are presented by Coors Light. We're going to get to our poll question, and then we're going to try to get back on track and hit a little throwing stones the next segment here. But our Siding Unlimited poll question. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream as well. You can see my shaved head on there. Nothing's wrong. I just decided to shave my head. So I just want to be clear.
As one does.
I didn't think it would be concerns about my mental health or my physical health, but just decided to shave my head. It's actually,
you don't seem any more mentally unwell than usual.
Thank you. I feel great.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Actually, I had a great weekend and a great day. I just was like, I don't want to schedule a haircut. So I finally pulled the trigger.
Your point is a valid one, Jim.
Thank you, Matt LePay.
So are you thinking that you're going to...
Nothing to that?
Oh, I mean, sure. Matt LePay said that you had a valid point. Woo.
Your point is a valid one, Jim.
Valid.
There you go. I thought that was kind of fun.
What was your point in the jump around?
That the digital podcast that I host with Pablo Iglesias Thursdays at 12:30, and that you can listen back on the ESPN Wisconsin app, and then also see on the ESPN Madison YouTube. We had Matt LePay on last week, and I referenced that, like, hey, go look at, with all due respect to Barry Alvarez, go look at the run with Barry Alvarez, and he pointed out prior, like, Barry went to back-to-back Rose Bowls, and then I think he said basically that for the next handful of years after that, Barry had a worse record in the Big Ten than Fickle's had over the last 2 years.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Interesting.
So it's just the idea of, like, it wasn't all – now, obviously, under Brett – so my whole point with Matt LePay was, and we can switch the Badger stuff here for a second, is that, look, Fickle could be, if you wanted to wear cardinal and white-colored glasses, the victim of not getting off to a hot start. So Barry Alvarez did not get off to a hot start, but nobody cared. And then he got to the Rose Bowl. Maybe – Ryan, can you bring up his win-loss so I can pull the years better, but like year by year for Barry Alvarez. But then Barry Alvarez got to the Rose Bowl in the 94 season. It was great. It started to turn the program around, and then we'll get to the dip in a minute. But then he handed it off to Brett. Brett had a great hot start. Then he went 7-6, which was a horrendous season, very close to missing the bowl. Turned it around a little bit. His last year at Wisconsin, what did he win? 8 games. And then he went to Arkansas. Gary Anderson came in, had a little bump, won a little, but left after basically a year and a half or 2 years left before the Big Ten. And then it was handed over to Paul Chryst, and Paul kind of, it's not fair, but it kind of was like the reverse Fickle. Like Paul came in hot and then kind of bled this program out. And so Fickle, if you wanted to be optimistic, could say his big sin was that, one, he didn't endear himself to fans because he came in and tried to run a different system and he wasn't Jim Leonard. But two, it's more of he's trying to resurrect a bled-out Badger, he's trying to bring it back to life, as opposed to being handed a healthy Badger that was ready to run like Brett Bielema and Gary Anderson and Paul Chryst were. So do you have Barry's?
Barry Alvarez went 7-4-1 with the Badgers in 1994 and then 4-5-2 in 1995. 2 ties in one season. That's actually the only time in his career that happened.
Well, it could be the only time in college football one team has 2 ties in a season.
Oh, come on. Back in the 30s, there was probably teams with like 5 ties.
Yeah, modern era. Okay. But then after the Big Ten, he went to back-to-back
And
Rose
then
Bowls.
after that, he went 8-5, 8-5, and then 1998, 1999, back-to-back Rose Bowl wins.
And then
with an 11-1 and a 10-2 Badgers team.
And then it dipped again, right?
And then he went 9-4, 5-7, 8-6, 7-6, 9. There was no like sustained dip after that. There were a couple bad years, but overall, he's winning 8 to 9 games.
And again,
per
Barry
year.
Alvarez is an absolute legend. I'm just saying that you could make a case that Fickell's sin here is that he just didn't resurrect it as fast as Badger fans were used to. Wisconsin has seen bad football before, and we could expect. Now the schedule makes it impossible, but we could expect turnaround.
And we will again, is what you're saying.
They could be 7-6 this year, and we're all going to throw them a parade with this schedule.
We might have to
I was
expect.
going to say, if they win 6 games and get bowl eligible this season, I will throw them a
they're
parade
bowl
with how
eligible, I
brutal
would
this
be
is.
I think we have to do that any season now with the Badgers, though, too. I mean, this
Just to be bowl eligible?
I mean, if you're
when there's been more bowls
Well, we're
in college football than there probably ever has been.
We're also talking about like, oh, the schedule next year is so much harder. The schedule the year after is not going to be that much easier, or the
No.
year after that. Like this is
That's the new Big Ten.
This is the reality now. So I mean, if we're saying next year we have to throw them a parade, then you better be ready to throw them a parade for making any bowl game.
I think
Whether it's the
next year
Rose Bowl-
especially,
we're allowed
though,
to adjust expectations
100%.
after they prove that they can meet the current year's expectations.
Well, until they prove that.
Yeah, until they prove that, a parade's on the line.
Okay.
All right.
I can't wait until we do our predictions, and then if we include the bowl game within our
Oh, I'm not going to do that again.
number.
Because you can't count on it anymore. Do the Pac? That's how regular they were with this schedule. I mean, if they had a different schedule, I definitely feel better about the team making a bowl game. But
Like Ryan said, they're not going to have a different schedule.
with this schedule, a bowl game is honestly pretty remarkable with what they're trying to turn around. Our Side of the Limited poll question, you can chime in the Carbos Talk and text line 844-770-3776. This is more. Do the Packers need Jaire Alexander if they want to make the playoffs next year? 74% of you say yes.
I think that's accurate.
Okay. They don't have on paper, they do not have a pass rush you can be excited about, so you better have a lockdown secondary. If you have a Keyshawn Nixon and Hobbs and Valentine secondary as far as your corners. As far as your corners, dog in a bad way. Dog, but not in a good way. Then I think you're in trouble if you don't have the pass rush, no matter how great McKinney is, and he's great. Also, my brother texted in. He
Is he bald too?
So his hairline is way worse than mine. He should shave his head. He'd be the case of wearing a hat makes you bald, which is not a real thing, except for the fact that it will obviously basically the rubbing of the hat on your hairline can remove the hairs and then they just don't grow back. So it's not making you go bald, but the hairs that you have, once they're knocked out sometimes by a hat, it will go there. My brother is much balder than I am, and he is 3 years younger, so 3.5 years younger. But I do. So he chimed in. A non-ESPN Chicago sports station has stolen our bit, and this is the Matt Hamilton bit we used to play back in the day. They're playing a game of, is it a Colorado Rocky or a made-up name? Because the Rockies are in town to play the Cubs. They're a 9-win team, and we used to play that with Matt. Is this a Milwaukee Buck, or is it a Milwaukee Brewer, or is it a made-up name?
Yeah.
So shout out to my brother for, again, that's twice today.
Yeah, people are stealing our bits.
Yeah. Stop stealing our stuff.
I feel like there was 3. Was there 3?
Was there a third one that was stolen today?
There was Don't Quote Me.
Yeah.
Then there was
What Matt
the
missed.
bits.
Or the bit of Matt doesn't know baseball players.
And there was something else, but I can't remember what it was. Sorry. I feel like there was something else. I can't remember what it
For
was.
over 35 years, J&K has been Madison's trusted name in
Jim hates
security.
me.
Well, if you think of it while I'm reading this, I was just giving you some time. Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, they're your one-stop shop for all things security. From cutting-edge intercom systems for your office to simply replacing that old lock on your front door, they've got you covered. With a network of top-tier suppliers, they create customized solutions tailored just for you. At J&K, customer service is their top priority, and your peace of mind is always their mission. Visit them today at jksecurity.com and experience the J&K difference. Your home, your business, their priority. We're going to throw some stones next.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda Civic Sport for as low as $260 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Man, I got this swag. My hat to my bag. You know I'm poppin' tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag.
Man, I got that swag. Are you ready, Molly?
Thank you for selling. Your state, your teams, your ESPN, the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app, a customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. The ESPN Wisconsin app is available in the Apple and Android app stores. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the new ESPN Wisconsin app today.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. We're in the Everlight Solar Studio. Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton with you. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream as well. You can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. We're going to see Jordan Love throughout his first pitch. Matt, do we need to be turning the camera to you? Have you seen it?
I did watch it.
Okay, so let's get to throwing stones, and then we'll get into it.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
You guys talking trash?
Well, no, you and Ryan are having like your own private side conversation.
Well, I didn't want to do the laugh in the middle of the open there, but he told a bad joke, and so then I just.
Well, it was a bad joke. I thought it was appropriate.
It was a little too punny for me. So then I just did the fake KBN laugh, but just to him, so I didn't laugh over the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Didn't want to disrupt the open that he created.
Yeah. But the joke that I told the Jim behind the scenes, behind the mics there, was that it's Throwing Stones, and we're going to talk about Jordan Love throwing out his first pitch.
And I want to get to that in a second. It does remind me of.
Wait, hold on. Can we get a grade on the joke quick, Matt Mullen?
It barely deserved the Kawhi laugh.
So you can see why I hit him with a KBN Kawhi type laugh when he told it to me. So, but it did make me think of a joke that friends kind of told in high school, and I'm guessing it's more of like if you went to more of a religious school or went to church time when you're a kid, but it was secrets make the baby Jesus cry. And so, like, anytime anyone was caught, like, telling a secret to, like you're in high school and someone would be, like, kind of whispering or talking, and the kids would be, like, ironically being like, secrets make baby Jesus cry. Have you guys ever heard that before? Like, they were saying it as, like, something they heard, like, when they were in whatever the school is you go to when you're a kid. Like, Sunday school?
That sounds traumatic. Honestly, secrets make baby Jesus cry.
Isn't that church? No? Like, I mean, anyway, like, getting to Throwing Stones, Jordan Love threw out the first pitch. We're going to play it first here on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. So Jordan Love throws out the first pitch. He just goes with the easy. He goes to the mound, gets to the rubber, and throws kind of just a loop sort of easy throw to the catcher.
Like almost, I would say almost slower than if you were just going to like play catch with a buddy.
Yeah, honestly, it looked like, I mean, he didn't throw it underhand. He threw it same sort of zip on it as you would underhand. He just lofted it overhand.
He didn't want to mess up, right?
So
is that what we can equate it to? He got stage fright.
I want to go to. Hey, it happens. But like with Matt Hamilton, I want to get to Matt Hamilton, who is our resident like first pitch expert, which is rare to have. I'm not getting on Jordan Love for his first pitch. I think it is a thankless task, and it's such a cool honor. But like, I wouldn't blame someone for passing up on it, because if you let's say he throws it a little bit better, it's not even noticed at all. Bears Twitter had fun with this just because it looks. I mean, he's a quarterback, and it's just like a weak throw,
like a zero effort throw.
Yeah, and like just looks like he's got no arm. And obviously that's not the case, and it opened him up for criticism. And it's one of those things, and I'll give credit to former President George Bush, where he threw out the first pitch in he had like a bulletproof vest on shortly after 9/11 at Yankee Stadium, and he zipped it in there. Now he owned the Texas Rangers at one point, and like he's a baseball guy. I think played baseball at one of the Ivy League schools. So not shocking he did it, but also an older guy. Talk about pressure, and zipped it in there. But for the most part, it's almost a lose-lose. And so I'm not getting that love for it. I don't know necessarily it's always worth it. But Matt, you've done it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like it was amazing, but I'm kind of with you, Jim. It is a bit of a lose-lose. Like, I'm going out there in my head, like, I'm just a guy. I've got a radio job. Yeah. Like, there ain't anything super special about me other than the fact that I won an Olympic medal in, like, a fairly obscure sport. So when you go out there and throw a pitch, like, I feel like everybody's here's Olympian and, like, gold medal Olympian. It doesn't necessarily track what sport. So, like, the idea, if I threw it bad, I thought I would get heckled.
Yeah. Now, pause for a second here. So, what's the biggest place you've thrown out the first pitch?
The biggest moment was probably at the Twins home opener in 2018.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I've never gone out, and it's not so much like the moment of it. I've never gone out and thrown a first pitch, but like being like on the field at Camp Randall, and you're down there, and you're not the center of attention. It's a lot. Like you're down, you're like, oh my God, there is like whatever the sellout Camp Randall. You're on the field, you look up, and it feels overwhelming, and that's not when you're the center of attention. So, and I know you're an Olympian, but I don't think curling crowds were that big. So, like, that had to be part of it, too, of, like, you're out there, and it's like, oh.
They say Olympian, and that's all people
and then the whole stadium, 50,000 people turn their attention to you, and you feel like an ant when you're down on the field with all of that structure and human beings above you. So sorry, just to add to the moment.
Count me out.
Yeah, no, it's certainly nerve-wracking. I don't think it's not for everybody, for sure, because even if you're not like an athlete of any sort, they bring singers out there, presidents, whatever. Yeah. If you botch it, you will be mercilessly ridiculed. Yes. The best thing to do is be boring, like Jordan Love. It's going to get glazed over. This is going to be nothing in a day or two.
Yeah, and I don't blame how he did it. He gets a little bit of, it's almost like fake heckling from Bears fans, but otherwise it's a non-starter. You don't want to be, and I forget some of them, but there are, I think 50 Cent threw a horrible first pitch. There are some god-awful first pitches, and you don't want to be that person. So honestly, if I was
chinned a lefty when I threw out for the Brewers.
How much did you practice every time that you were throwing out the first pitch? Because I would be practicing a lot.
So for the Twins game, we didn't actually have any time for it. They brought us down. We got to do a fake press conference in their post-game press room and answer some.
That reminds me of when you're at
fake,
the
but it was a press conference.
There's the pretend microphones for kids to try out.
So it was real, but there was 4 reporters in there as opposed to the room filled like you would imagine after a post-game. So that's why I call it fake. I guess it was real, but what do these reporters care? These are the opening pitch people. And then we got to talk with the manager. Honestly, couldn't tell you who it was at the time. And then they brought us out on the field. They set it up so that at the Twins one, they had all 5 of us line up to throw, and it lined up 5 catchers. I knew this was going to be a disaster because 2 of my teammates were pitchers in high school, and I was like, these guys are going to try way too hard. One of the guys' shoulder had surgery later that year, so I'm like, he's probably not even going to overhand it. The other guy is not super athletic. He's good at curling, but outside of that and golf, I don't think he's playing sports and really showstopper. Yeah. So what happened is I decided to curl it. So I got into my curling slide and rolled it. The 2 guys that were pitchers threw it so hard they crossed, and 2 of the guys who were playing catcher for the Twins had to duck and cover because the guy who was lined up across from him didn't throw the ball at him, but someone else did. It was an abject disaster.
Yeah.
And then I went out for the Brewers, and I was like, well, I can't be the only one out here and not throw it. So I tried to zing one. And Molly, to your question about practice, I was in the parking lot. Me and my friends showed up.
Yeah.
They hooked us up with a box. So they're like, yeah, you and 19 friends can come. So I rented a bus. I got a bunch of friends. We got there super early, and I remember with one of my buddies, I sat there. I probably threw it 100 times before we went out on the field.
That'd be me.
Just throwing lasers and drinking Coors Lights. That's all I wanted to do that day.
That sounds like a great day. Go be a winner. You can play spot drinks of Coors Light. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I feel like that is a large part.
2 actors from The Office.
Yes,
you're right.
Are they curlers?
No, they're just also celebrities. No big deal.
Oh, my God. I gotta go.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere. Dairy done right.
Memorial Day savings are here at Brothers Maine. Shop unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Monogram. Plus, enjoy expert support and free local delivery. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
The keys of a new Audi are in reach at Audi Madison. Save $3,000 on a new 2025. Choose from the A3 sedan, Q540, Q545, or the Q545 Sportsback, and even the Q755 SUV. National customer credit is good towards the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until June 2nd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Swing into the Bridges for the Ryder Cup Scramble. On Sunday, June 1st, play a 2- or 4-person scramble for $120 per person. Includes 18 holes of golf with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
The ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing their bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open is also brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Staryon Bank, Celebrations Entertainment, The Bogey Factory, Bruner Realty, and Hush Blackwell.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush the Coors Light. You guys got me all frazzled.
Molly Brown crushing it. We all have the same show sheet. We all have the same. Molly knows what reads she normally does, but every time she's frazzled by them. We're in the Everlight Solar Studio, primetime Wallersheim, behind the glass. Tell us about Bucks Plus Here District.
Well, I thought I had it, but now it says that this end date is 2023, so I don't know if this is accurate or not. Ryan, what do you think? Should I go for it or no?
What does it say? I can't really tell you unless I know what's on it.
Tune into the Here District with Marcus Johnson. It doesn't. I'm hoping it doesn't. Or Dame. It's not Dame time. A weekly pulse from the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend, a Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
That was perfect, Molly.
Or well the done. ESPN Wisconsin app, too.
ESPN Wisconsin app.
You took us out. You're taking us home on that fantastic read. We appreciate it. You stalled enough time in the beginning.
Good work,
trying
Molly.
to find it.
You're welcome, everybody.
We are Madison's home for Brewers baseball, which means the Brewers have an opportunity to get back to 500. If they win today, they'd actually have a winning streak again. They take on the Red Sox, who are basically their peer. Red Sox are 27-29. Pregame starts in 2 minutes. First pitch at 6:40 here on ESPN Madison. It's been Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Go Brewers!